The Earth and the Moon are within a similar distance from the Sun, and yet temperatures on the Moon can range from a scorching 127 degrees Celsius to a freezing negative 173 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, the highest and lowest temperatures ever recorded on Earth vary from 70.7 degrees Celsius to negative 89.2 degrees Celsius. You may be wondering, how is this possible? Well, the Earth's atmosphere helps to regulate our temperature. By day, about half of the sun's energy will reach the Earth's surface, while the rest is reflected by clouds or absorbed by the ozone layer. By night, as the Earth's surface cools, this heat is released back up into the air as infrared radiation, and some of this heat remains trapped in our atmosphere due to greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and water vapor, allowing us to maintain a stable temperature even at night. Out of all of the greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide receives the most attention, as it is the largest contributor to the enhanced greenhouse effect leading to climate change. As the concentrations of greenhouse gases, specifically carbon dioxide, increase, more infrared radiation is absorbed and less is able to escape back into space, leading to amplified warming. Over the course of millions of years, biomass from dead plants and microorganisms accumulated in sediments and was subjected to high temperature and pressure deep below Earth's surface. These remains have been converted to fossil fuels, such as coal, oil, and natural gas. Since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s, humans have been burning these fossil fuels and releasing the carbon from them back into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. The process that took millions of years to remove carbon from the biosphere has now been reversed so that the same carbon is being released at unprecedented rates due to human activity. Atmospheric levels of carbon dioxide have increased 38% since pre-industrial times. One of the largest contributors to this increase in carbon dioxide comes from the burning of fossil fuels and the burning of gasoline, the fuel that we use largely to power our cars, which for many people is something we use on a daily basis. The gasoline that you put in your car is met with oxygen and combusts to produce the force that causes your engine to work. This process produces water and carbon dioxide that is released from the car through the exhaust pipe. The carbon released worldwide has recently been about 7.1 gross tonnage per year. We can use this data to calculate the number of carbon molecules released yearly. As shown in this equation, this equates to 3.6 times 10 to the 38th molecules of carbon dioxide yearly. Given that the number of oxygen and nitrogen molecules in the atmosphere is 1.1 times 10 to the 44th molecules, we can use this data to determine the rate of increase in concentration of carbon dioxide molecules. As shown in this equation, that equates to an increase of 3.3 parts per million a year. This is more than double the increase of 1.4 parts per million a year from 1970 to 1990. Although this may seem like an overwhelming issue, there are many ways in which you can do your part to decrease this overproduction of carbon dioxide by reducing your own carbon footprint. You can walk or ride your bike in order to avoid carbon emissions completely. Even carpooling and public transportation can drastically reduce carbon dioxide emissions by spreading them out over many riders. You can also invest in a more fuel-efficient vehicle. Doing so will save you money over time due to the decreased usage of gas. Though electric cars still have carbon emissions because they're usually charged with electricity created by the burning of fossil fuels, their miles per gallon equivalents are still typically much higher than conventional and hybrid cars. You can also improve your own driving style. Speeding and unnecessary acceleration can reduce mileage by up to 33%. It wastes gas and money, and it increases your carbon emissions. Even keeping your tires properly inflated can improve your gas mileage by up to 3%. It is also important to remember that we can use our political power to elect those who will do their part to reduce carbon emissions and help prevent climate change.
Very nice words, but happens to be wrong. Wrong.
If each individual person tried just a few of these strategies, it can add up to a big change. It's important that we all do our part to help protect the planet that we all call home.